welcome.
Hi, Mark.
Thank you for coming to the event. Elizabeth is one of ChemAnalyst's long-term customers now in North America. And thank you very much for giving us the time to be able to ask you some questions, how the experience is with ChemAnalyst. So, is there anything you would like to throw out about ChemAnalyst before we start?
Well, really, I can't talk up the program too much. I mean, it's really been an incredible tool for us. And as you said, we are like long-term customers. We started 2 years ago, had a really successful first year leveraging the platform. Was really excited to see a lot of the new features that ChemAnalyst proactively added throughout the year and gave us access to. And then we've actually just renewed for our second contract year, so really excited.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
When you bought ChemAnalyst, have you looked at other competitors as well? What have you? Are we better, or where should we improve based on what you've seen?
Yeah, so we have looked at competitors. We've looked at the major players, ICIS, S&P Global. I think all of these platforms have their place, but what really spoke to us in our industry with ChemAnalyst was the granularity of the individual materials. So with ChemAnalyst, you get access to over 500 different compounds. I, as an individual, am responsible for managing in our organization about 400. Total, our organization has about 1,200 compounds. So to be able to track at a level that's that specific was really important to us because we're not just looking for the trends in a very basic commodity category. Our specialty products are using feedstocks from many, many different commodities. So it was really nice that we could drill down to that level. And then, like we talked about with holding the suppliers accountable, to be able to show them the data for material that's that specific, really kind of doesn't leave any room for argument on what a fair value is.
Okay. What's the main benefit, or the top 3 things that you've gotten out of it, if you summed up what you just told me?
Sure. So one of the major benefits is really understanding who the producers are and having access to that information on a global level. So our business, I work for a paint production company. We use lots of different commodities and also specialty additives that use those commodities as important feedstocks. So whenever there is an outage, it's really helpful for us to know who those players are and be able to kind of anticipate that by shifting volumes appropriately. So with paint, there's a lot of approvals that go into that. And having those sources identified before you have a problem is really important to be able to weather those issues. So
can you let me know a situation where ChemAnalyst helped you and your team accomplish some objectives?
Yeah, sure. So there's like lots of different situations where the platform has actually helped us. Some ways more predictable than others. Obviously, in terms of like competitiveness, it's been very helpful as like a pricing tool to kind of get an idea of what's a fair market value for something. But it's also really helped us out in situations where we're trying to anticipate risk situations and kind of who the major players are for different commodities so that when there is a disruption, we can react and we can pre-approve suppliers to prevent that from happening.
Okay, that sounds great. And how would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really good, nirvana, which nobody ever gets, how has the start of the relationship with us, ChemAnalyst, how's it built and how's it progressing and where do you see it going?
Oh, well, I see it going somewhere very positive. It's already there. I think we just build from where we are today. In hindsight, I think where the platform started when we came on about 1.5 years ago, I would probably rate it a 7. It was really full of value for us and has already helped us to negotiate like well over $2 million worth of sales. So it's paid off.
Really?
100 times over, really. But then also, as you guys have rolled out more and more features, that value has just increased exponentially. So, like I said, in hindsight, I would rate 1.5 years ago, I would say that it would probably be a 7, but now I would say we're closer to a 9. It's really got everything that we're looking for. And we're just excited to see what else you come out with that we're not even aware we're missing.
Yes, we have our secrets in the supply chain. Well, thank you very much for your comments. It was an absolute pleasure. And enjoy the rest of the conference.